Hello and welcome back to CLMB's Cracked Knuckle Productions. My name is Chris, and today I want to talk about the tools that I use to do my work. Perhaps I don't have to include this, but I'm not sponsored by any of the brands mentioned. I simply like their products. If you are happy with your own setup, save yourself some time, and thank you for watching even this far. Also, consider reading the description for some of my other thoughts on this video's subjects. Let's dig in. To expand on what I said in my first video, I enjoy working with both traditional and digital media. Though you can use whatever you would like to draw on, I would consider getting yourself a sketchbook. Being portable, you can take it around wherever you would like. They also tend to keep your work fairly safe. I also like to work on high-quality single sheets of paper for those big projects. Though, if you're working on a budget, computer paper will do the job as well. However, pick up some nice colored pencils or drawing pens. Personally, I use watercolor pencils made by Faber-Castell. I've been doing so for about 8 years. They are a bit expensive, but in my experience, they are well worth it as they can hold up to a lot of rough usage. If you are just starting out, I'd recommend a set of 12 or even 24 pencils to get yourself started. Though I don't always use these watercolor pencils as watercolor pencils, the simple fact that they can be used in this way is amazing. I've also really liked COPIC's line of pens. Though mine are a bit old, I can't imagine their new ones not working just as well. Inks add vibrancy and boldness that pencils might lack. Also, consider getting yourself a metal-tipped ruler, and perhaps a compass if you really want to go full in. And though they are not needed if you are just starting out, with a little practice, they will help add a little bit more to your work. Alright, and now let's talk about digital media. I've used some type of Apple device for my creative work for roughly 8 years now, 7 of which I used a 15-inch 2014 MacBook Pro. And in 2016, I picked up a 9.7-inch iPad Pro to round things off. And though my 2014 MacBook Pro still works, it is a bit finicky and always needs to be plugged in. So I've upgraded to a 14-inch 2021 M1 MacBook Pro, as well as an 11-inch M1 iPad Pro. Though for about 6 months, I used my wife's M1 MacBook Air, and I felt that it easily beat out my old 2014 MacBook Pro, hands down. All this is to say, you don't need a powerhouse to draw maps out. You might have also noticed that I have 2 devices that I use. When I'm using my computers, I also use a Wacom medium-sized tablet, which I bought between 5 to 7 years ago. And I really recommend these if you have a computer. For me, an iPad adds a huge range of creative flexibility. Again, like a sketchbook, it can be brought with you and really just makes it so that you have opportunities to draw at all times. Finally, the last thing I want to touch on in this video is my choice of design software. I use Affinity's suite of apps, Affinity Photo and Affinity Designer, both of which can be used on Windows or Mac, or on an iPad. Though, you will have to buy them for each additional device you end up using. But this is what I think is one of the best things about Affinity. You can buy their software. Creative Cloud is, and I'll go out on a limb, better. But Affinity Photo and Designer do an amazing job going toe-to-toe with Adobe's Creative Cloud. And if you're looking to buy something, look into it. Alright, and that about wraps it up. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below, and I'd love to know what you have to say. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you for your time, happy world building, and blessings.